Let's see. I know some funky stuff was going on with my computer yesterday, and it wasn't allowing me to be great, shall I say. Let's see. Okay, so let me get started. Okay, let me get started. So, you guys, welcome on Facebook, welcome on Periscope, welcome everybody. So, I want to talk to you guys today about the book writing process. For those who do not know, see, I forgot to grab my stuff. So, let me get my stuff. Hi, Periscope. For those who do not know, I am, my name is Delia, and I am the owner of D&T Investment and Consultant LLC, where I teach people how to invest in the stock market. I love the stock market. I love to learn the ins and outs about the stock market. I love everything about it. Learn about the companies, learn about what causes the prices to rise and fall, all the ins and outs of the stock market. But what went on, because of my love of the stock market, I decided to teach people, one, with the servicing program, also teach people in books and financial literacy, something that they actually can have tangible, or I also made it available for people to have ebooks. So I have ebooks available for people as well. So from my passion, from learning about the stock market, I decided to write books, and I put up there either the book writing process or the process of writing books, making sense out of nonsense, financial literacy for teenagers. And I do have two of my books here with me today, and I want to show you guys there is a process that you will need to in order to write a book. There is a process. We have all these thousands of ideas, which is awesome. But I want to tell you today that the book writing process is something that you definitely can do. Is if I can do it, like I told you guys on numerous occasions, the single mom of three, you can do it as well. Sometimes some people can look at it as being tedious. Some people can look at it as being very long process, but you have to create a schedule and you have to do those things, which we're going to talk about, so you can be along on your journey pretty quickly. So some of the name of my books is one of my babies right here, which is Investing in the Stock Market for Broke Folks. Investing in the Stock Market for Broke Folks. So that is actually one of my books, and this book is geared towards letting people know that you actually can invest in the stock market with what you have, as long as you have a plan. You definitely need educational tools. Of course, you need money. Of course, you need, and I go over some of those steps in this book for people that think, okay, investing in the stock market may not be for me because of you may feel like, okay, it's not for you because of you don't have a lot of money to invest or whatever the case may be, but it is available for all of us. They made it available that you can actually invest in the stock market. You can kind of start with what you have, but it is important for you to learn about investing in the stock market before you start doing it. So that is one of my books. This book is for adults, this particular book. But another one of my books is The Adventures of Zachariah and the Talking Money Machine. The Adventures of Zachariah and the Talking Money Machine. And that is my name right there, Delia Williams. That is me, Delia Williams. And this book, it is a fun book. It's colorful. And that's the Talking Money Machine. The Money Machine. So let me tell you a little bit about this book. This book is geared towards educating and financial literacy for elementary students. It's for elementary students. This book right here is for elementary students from about 6 to 10 years old, because some of the words on their book is may not be for 5-year-olds, but it could be for 5 years old market, but it is for elementary students. And this book is a good introduction for financial literacy that would teach the children, introduce them to the stock market. So this is a series. This is one of the first series that's geared to teach little babies. I'm not going to call him a baby because my 8-year-old son, he said don't call him a baby no more. So it's geared to teach them about business, financial literacy that will lead them to investing. That's my whole point. I lead them to investing so that they can learn early about stocks, learn early about business. We go over about business in this book. We talk about different terms that may not be introduced to your child unless you're introducing it to your child at home. So that is a book. I go along to schools with my 2 pop-up characters. One is the Talking Money Machine and one is the Talking Money. And we actually do events at school because my whole goal is to introduce children to financial literacy. That's my goal, to teach them about the stock market, to teach them about business and financial literacy, because this is not being taught at our schools. So you have to teach your children early. But what I put up there is Making Sense Out of Nonsense, which is a 5-part series. It is a 5-part series. So the first book is this one, Budgeting and Savings for Teens. Making Sense Out of Nonsense, Budgeting and Savings for Teens. That's me on the back. It's just with my hair down. So this book, some of the points that I go over in this book is tools for success, talking about credit and debit cards. We're talking about all types of things, types of accounts, things that we need to talk about with our teenagers, because guess what? Teenagers become adults, and the lack of financial literacy will lead them into a bad situation early in their life. I told my daughter all the time, if I knew what I knew now at her age, I would be well off by now. Well off in terms of learning about credit early, learning about accounts, learning about some of the things that that kind of get you in trouble later on if you don't know. Here I'm teaching about jobs. I'm teaching you how to make sense with your money, how to plan ahead. These are some of the things that I'm teaching teenagers, making sense out of nonsense. This is the first book. The first one, budget and saving, because it's important to learn about budgeting and savings before we go into the stock market, before we learn about other things, because this can be the essential key that keep you out of trouble. This book and these tools. So they're learning how to create a budget. They're learning how to set financial goals. These are some of the tools that is set up to make us fail if we don't learn. I'm telling you, in my story, in my other book, where is it? No, I got a whole bunch of books. In this book, Stocks, Tips, and Stock Market Dips. This is another book that I have, Stock, Tips, and Stock Market Dips. And I just want to let you guys know on today, I talk about the power of a changed mind. The power of a changed mind. And on here, and I'm talking about the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And sometimes you may think that is a catchphrase. And sometimes you may think that it's something that, okay, maybe they're just saying it, but it's a systematic thing that is in place. If you don't know the tax laws, if you don't know how the rich are getting richer and how the poor are staying poor, these are some of the things that you need to learn and understand. And we get mad when we see Amazon not paying any taxes, or we see McDonald's, the corporation McDonald's, not paying it taxes, because McDonald's, even though it's a powerful corporation, international, they're not paying any taxes because they have brilliant accountants. They have good lawyers that's in place, and they're offsetting their expenses by real estate. We have to understand these things that's in place. We cannot be mad when we see they're paying zero in taxes. Then the middle class or the working class and those people like that understand what's taking place. And I am talking about some of these things in some of my books. Some things you're not going to learn from somebody just verbalizing those like I am. Some things that people systematically put them in books. They put them in books because we won't pick up a book. We won't pick up a book. We won't pick up a book and read a book. We won't invest in our knowledge, invest in what will set us apart from other people. You have to do it. Even if it's in an audio book, even if it's something, you have to invest in yourself if you want to take it to the next level. You have to invest. I'm talking about your mindset. I'm telling you, that's why in here, some people may get mad because I know a lot of people that play the lottery a lot. And I'm not against that. If that's whatever you do, whatever floats your boat, that's what you want to do it. So, I'm talking about how the lottery and having the same mindset, you will end up in the same situation. People think, watch that show whenever you get a chance, How the Lottery Changed My Life. Majority of the people are back in the worst financial situation that they was in prior to winning the lottery. They're in worse. They're in a worse situation. So don't desire to achieve wealth quick. Desire to manage what you have. How do people think they can actually manage $1,000, $100,000 if you can't manage 100? How is it possible? How can you manage $100,000, $200,000? Can you manage $5,000? Can you manage $2,000? How is that possible? Can you successfully become an investor and make your money work for you? I talk to people time and time and time again that's working endless hours and they're exhausted. They're saying, okay, I talked to one individual yesterday that stated, okay, I have about $3,500 extra because of the side job that they have. But I'm thinking, aren't you tired? I'll be exhausted. I'll be tired. I'm just telling you that now. If I went to work at 7 and didn't get off until 8 o'clock, I will be tired. We have to learn how to make our money work for us. I talked on yesterday about cash flow. I talked on yesterday about, it was two things I talked about. I know one thing was cash flow, and another thing, I was just talking about why your employer don't want to see you rich. Go back and look at that video. Go back and look at that video, because it's things that's in place that are designed to not allow you to be rich. Majority of the people, do some people get rich off working their 9 to 5? Absolutely. But majority of people don't. Majority of the people don't. So this is another book, Stocks, Tips, and Stock Market Dips. And it has a lot of information about investing, a lot of information on actually how I became an investor. It has, we're talking about not putting your eggs in one basket. We're talking about different things that will introduce you into the stock market. That's my goal. We talk about stock tips. We talk about all these things in this book. not we, me, me. I'll talk about all these things, but my goal is to assist you along this journey. My goal is not to take away from anybody. Like I told people time and time again, people send me their investment portfolios and try to tell me how much they have. I don't want that information. I'm not going to say I don't care about how much you have in your investment portfolio, but I'm just saying it's better to be taught the essential skills that can set you apart to become financial free, to be able to retire on your own terms, and not to be like the cashier or some of the people that I see in the stores, and I'm just looking at them like, my goodness. I just don't want to have myself be in a situation where I'm working unless I want to after that retirement age. After 50, 60, 70 years old and you're working. Don't put yourself in that situation. Understand the financial tools that will set you apart from other people. Understand those tools. So the second book is Making Sense Out of Nonsense. Understanding the Stock Market for Teens. This is a great book as well. And in here, I'm talking about types of investment securities. In this book, I'm talking about how the stock market is measured. So we're talking about all these things in this book. So if you have a teenager, even if you feel that one of these books may be for you, it's a short read. It's a thin book because teenagers, you got to catch them with the 1-2 hook. I have a teenager. Catch them, but my teenager, she is a book reader, so she would sit down and read a big book. But my goal was to have a 5-part series, and let me tell you, these are 2 of the Making Sense Out of Nonsense series, and it's 5. This one, Budget and Savings. This one, Understanding the Stock Market. The 3rd book is Investing in Stocks for Teens. The 4th book is Entrepreneurship for Teens. And the 5th book is Understanding Credit for Teens. This is a series for teenagers to help your teen, to help you if you want to order them, to help whoever want to know about financial literacy. Because the key to success equals financial literacy. Now, let's talk about the book writing process, because it is a process to writing book. It is a process to writing books. And that was how many books that I had up here. And these all these books were written by me. Making Sense Out of Nonsense, written by me. Yeah, that's me. That's one. Making Sense Out of Nonsense. Budget and Savings. That's me. Investing in the Stock Market for Broke Folks. A Simple Guide for Penny Pinchers. Are you a penny pincher? Yes. The Adventures of Zachariah and the Talking Money Machine. Stock Tips and Stock Market Dips. All these books, that's 5. That's 5 books that I have with me that was all written by me. All 5 of those books, how many was, 2 was published last year. Was it last year? I think so. These 2 was published last year. These 2. The Adventures of Zachariah and the Talking Money Machine. And Making Sense Out of Nonsense. I mean, I'm not making sense. Stock Tips and Stock Market Dips. But let me tell you what I did. So last year, I did, those books was published. And it is a process to writing books. You just cannot publish any type of book and expect for someone to purchase it. You have to go through, you need a book editor. Because just because somebody proofreading your book, that's not a book editor. It's a difference. It's a difference. And if you're interested in learning how to write a book, I do have a 21-step process of writing children books, because you can see I listed 5 and I showed you 3 of my children's book. Either if it's a children book that's geared towards elementary students, that's what I have. Or if it's one geared towards teenagers, I did that as well, because there is a child book is not the same as an adult book. I want you guys to understand that. I have a 7-year-old, and you have to catch you have to catch them quick. If you don't catch they will be gone fast. So it has to be colorful. So if you're interested in learning how to write a children's book, I am available to teach you. I am definitely available to teach people how to write books, because I'm here. If you're online, I know I had someone on Periscope said they was from Russia. Hi. I have people from Periscope all over the world. I definitely thank you. I have people from all different kind of countries that's coming on here, and I definitely thank you and appreciate you coming to watch my broadcasting. But I can teach you online. I have programs that are copywritten programs that are in place that's already ready to go. But if you're coming to me face to face, I have a program, and it's kind of long. it's very long. Yeah. So I actually have a see how cute that is. I have a copywritten program that that's already in place. This is for the stock market program, but I also have one for your book writing program. Have two: one for adults, one for children. Do you self-publish or traditional? I self-publish. All my books were self-published. I have not went through the traditional publishing part as of yet, because my goal was to self-publish and to get it out so I can kind of have control over my stuff, because with self-publishing it is a difference. But if you're interested in self-publishing your book, I have the self-publishing steps that I did create, which is a program that I created for people that's interested in writing a book. And this is a program, you guys, that I made. I know I'm talking about books, but I also develop programs as well. So I develop programs, I write books, I teach people about the stock market. It's kind of like a one-stop shop here. I do have some upcoming things that I will be introducing in the future, which will be geared towards business development and things like that I will be announcing soon. But as of June 3rd, I put out that my stock market courses that used to be $297 have went up. Unless you was on my, I don't know if any of you guys was on my email listing for my business, but if you was, you should have received the email from me on yesterday in regards of promotion that I have in place to the end of the month. But if you're not on my email and listing, you definitely can get on there. Shoot me a message. admin@dtinvestmentglobal.com, admin@dtinvestmentglobal.com, where I don't flood you guys with a whole bunch of stuff on my email. I just put out some important things, which I'm going to be on a consistent level. I've just been very busy lately, and I'm going to start putting out more information geared towards the stock market, business owners, and just to help. My goal is just to help. See, right now, when I get on here, when I get off here, I definitely I like to be open with people and some of the things that I'm doing. So, let me show you guys what I'm about to be reading. I'm old school, okay? I'm very old school, so I'm going to be checking out this because it's important. It's important to me. So this is about the stock market. If I'm going to teach about the stock market, I need to dive head on and understand what's moving, what's falling behind, what's new, what's old, what's going on in the businesses, what's going on in the economy that will help people. But let me get back to the subject, because I can kind of get all over the place sometimes. The book writing process is very important for you actually to write. The goal is to start. People say, oh, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Start somewhere. But if you need my help, I am available. My courses are available, which are on my website, which is www.dtinvestmentglobal.com. www.dtinvestmentglobal.com, which I tell you just how you see this big service package that I provided for my stock market course. I have that big package that is my copywritten package that is available for my book writing courses as well, which is separate, because the children writing courses are different than the adult writing courses for people to learn how to write books. But that's all I have to say. If you are interested in me teaching you any of this stuff, I am available. I'm available after a payment is secured. I will set up an appointment with people, and I will just teach you. I will just teach you about the process. And my goal is to just impart some of the wisdom that I have to you. You need to get in contact with me. Email me, dtinvestmentglobal.com, admin@dtinvestmentglobal.com. My name is Delia, and I am the owner of D&T Investment and Consultant, where I teach people how to invest in the stock market. Bye-bye.